Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shay, your local numerologist. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave your experiences in the comments below. I do love to read you guys' comments, and of course, happiness is always the goal. So might want to put that ring on. We are starting off strong with our Soul Urge Heart's Desire 3. We have creative, playful, upbeat, friendly, outgoing, and imaginative. So let me tell y'all the messages that I got for y'all because it was quite a few. I got broken promises, and then like this vibe that you're unable to trust people for what they represent, meaning that you hold them to a higher standard than they hold themselves. Holding on when letting go is better, holding on to the wrong connection, and then I have ego issues. So with the ego issues, it really comes to you guys having this idea that you know that this person is going to change. You know that they're going to do better or be better or whatever the case may be. And that is literally just your ego talking. You guys need to make sure you are trusting people for what they represent. Okay, so that is this pile. This is what is driving your ego right now. And then we have advice. So we're going to start here. I do want to start with the room. All right, so we have noctis, which means need. All right, so the issue with need is that it makes you feel like you are lacking, right? So if you need something, that is something that you don't have. And so the underlying issue here is that you might not know that you're using this person, this thing, this energy, or whatever it may be, to fill some kind of empty void in your life. I feel like you might think it is to save them or do something for them, but that is not what the energy is. I have fifth chakra, throat chakra, communication. I communicate openly and honestly to express my thoughts and feelings clearly. I share my inner knowledge freely with integrity and without fear. My aim is to be fully understood by others. I am open to giving and receiving praise, and I will be careful not to talk excessively and make it all about me. I create space in my conversations for others to communicate with me. I inquire about others' thoughts, feelings, as listening to their truth can be uplifting. True. True, true, true. Okay. And I feel like you guys have kind of like this need to do that, to want to hear other people's truth, to want people to communicate with you. But see, you turn it into one thing more. You turn it into a responsibility. So after somebody speaks their truth, you feel responsible for their truth. It's like you take on all of this energy about, well, we could fix this, we could get this together, we can make this right. When most of the time, people just need a listening ear. I got my Chucky cards out because for whatever reason, I was feeling like this was a scary situation. So we have Two of Swords coming out in the upright. Chucky's face looking all bloody and beat. What you guys saying? Is that like a phone or something? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all pause this and tell me what you think it looks like is in his hand. I don't know. But I said phone, so he has a phone as a hand. I feel like the Two of Swords, first of all, Two of Swords upright, is kind of like indecision. I don't know why the word regret is coming to my mind, but I feel like you guys are in too deep. I honestly feel like you are in too deep. It's been very difficult for you to get out of this situation. Definitely feels like the emotional entrapment that has been coming up, putting so much energy and emotions into something and then feeling like, hey, I've done too much, so I'm not able to walk away. All right, so we have surrender. I can release my need to control. Um, First of all, this looks like germs to me. I have no idea, but it also kind of looks like an eye. So maybe you guys have seen something that you feel a little, you've seen or heard something that makes you feel icky. is the best way I could put it. Like, it makes you feel like, and it has stopped you, right? So one thing that I talk about when it comes to trust is that you should trust everybody. You should trust everybody to do what they've been doing, right? When they switch it up on you and they do something different, that's a surprise, right? But if they keep continuing on that other path, then that's them. And you should trust them to do that. And that's basically where I come from with trust. I think you guys really need to reevaluate your relationships and see who is really in it for you, and understand that you don't control any relationship. They just are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we connect to people and there's not always an explanation behind it. So when you are connecting with someone, then be genuine, because you don't want any type of fake connections. You don't want any forced connections. You guys have to, I don't know why, clean your pot. Like, that's what's coming to me. Like, I don't know if that means something to some of you guys, but you need to clean it up around you, your space, your energy, clean it up. Not only living in a clean house, which is necessary to keep like negative energy at bay, but also the people, right, that you keep around you, the things that you do. Clean it up. All right, so we have double fours here. We have the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords coming out in reverse, right? So I feel like you guys have been on this path for a long time, doing things that you don't want to do, right? Because you're friendly, because you want to keep this energy about you that other people always want to be around, or other people are always going to appreciate. You're a very outgoing person. I almost get this vibe that you are a leader. And I feel like that's part of the ego issue is leadership, right? Because you might have some ones built into your chart somewhere. But when it comes to being a leader, it's not this idea that, hey, you need followers, because you don't. You can be a leader without followers. You can lead yourself, right? We don't all need a crowd behind us following us to wherever we want to go. Like, most of the time, um, we can have a hard time in that instance of being a leader because we struggle with our mistakes and we struggle with our shortcomings, and we want to represent this or that. It's leaving you guys restless, right? This is a position that you picked up, but it's not necessarily one that you want. And you guys have been going on and on and on just because, like I said, I feel like you don't know um, that this isn't best for you. Like, you don't know what there is on the other side. So let's keep it going, guys. So we have this past, and this is associated with your ego. I think I might just try to move this over a little bit. I don't want to show y'all off the camera, but let's see. So we got Righto coming up in reverse. So Righto does mean journey itself, but this is a blocked path, right? This is a resistance. So in the past, I feel like you guys have struggled with resistance on your desired path, with blocks that you have overcome. So it was like, okay, yeah, somebody put something in your way. They said you couldn't do it, but you did it anyway. And now you're in this energy of, okay, I said that I was going to do something else and they're blocking me and I just got to overcome it, when you're not really thinking that, hey, they are blocking me and maybe I just don't want to do that anymore, right? It's kind of like you need to reevaluate what you want without looking at, what everybody else is going to think or what everybody else is going to want. So let's move up. We got the Eight of Swords. Okay. You guys were feeling trapped. Can you see that? You guys were feeling like this trapped energy. The Eight of Swords is about being in a mental prison, right? Struggling to get out. Chucky here looks like a shell of himself. He looks like, okay, I'm gonna fight, but only because I really have to. I don't really have the energy to fight. I'm getting that really, really heavy here. And then I did see this one earlier, Saturn, which is coming up as 19. So Saturn is the planet of like karma. Saturn is like this energy that builds up over time. So Saturn is a really, really like slow planet, right? It doesn't move very fast. It's kind of like the outer planets, and it kind of represents, say, what do they call it? It represents like a longer period of time than, like, let's say Mercury, which changes every few months, or every month, I think. Hell. Anyway, so we have Saturn here, and I do think that you guys are worried about karma, especially seeing the number 8 here. And you want to make sure that you have the best karma, and you want to make sure that you're the best person. But in doing that, it feels like you want to be better than everybody else, because that's ego, right? There's nothing wrong with trying to be the best person that you can be, but there is an issue with trying to be better than everybody else. Now, ego in itself is not wrong, but your sense of self has been skewed by the things that have gone on in the past. You guys are so worried and so terrified of this karma that you have been keeping yourself in a trap. You don't want to make a mistake. And the truth is, you're going to make a mistake. There's no way to go through life and be like, oh, yeah, I didn't make any mistakes. I did everything perfectly. Like, anybody that says that is clearly a liar. Like, nobody's going to believe them. That would be silly to believe that. So take the blocked path into consideration, and don't allow your ego to be the driving force of anything at all, right? When you do things in life, you should do them for reasons that are really personal to you, that you care about, not just so that you look in a certain way to other people, right? So I talk about how you represent yourself, and I even said it in the beginning of this reading. So a lot of times I do talk about your legacy, right? The legacy that you want to leave, the legacy that you are leaving right now, and that is always important, right? And when you consider a legacy, it's not really what other people think about you, but it's really about what you represent, right? What you would like to represent. Not because it means something to everybody else, but because this is the legacy when you die, and when you're left on, when you leave this earth, and when your descendants look upon the things that you have left on this planet, you do want them to be proud, right? Not just because, oh yeah, I did everything I was supposed to do, but because you did what you wanted to do. Because the things in your heart that you felt so strongly about were things that were good for the people around you, were things that really benefited and held kind of a creative energy. All right, so let's see here. So we got Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands, and then we have the Five of Swords. So I am getting this energy of stop. So either you don't want to be stopped, or you have stopped. Something's going on. Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands. So you guys have been acting happier than you actually are. The facade is starting to harm you now. And there has been, like, I'm getting some kind of broken communication. Nine is showing up a lot, guys. Nine is an ending, right? Three only ends in three numbers, 3, 6, and 9. Those are the only numbers you're going to see when you add up the number 3, whether it's a 3 times 4 or a 3 times 9. It's only going to end in those three numbers. So I do get that you guys keep coming up on this 9 over and over and over again. You need to focus on how you communicate, right? How you value the relationships around you and how you're holding on to connections that needs to be ended. Um, One thing about winning at all costs, and I'm really reading this as a negative card right now, is that sometimes I can read it as positive because sometimes you just have to put yourself first. You just have to say, hey, I know these people, they want me to do this, but if I do it, it's going to hurt me. But in this case, you guys are like, okay, well, you know, they expect me to do it, so I have to do it. You're working against your own best interest. Right. And this is why things have been blocked for you. This is why things have been coming to an end. This is why you have been feeling trapped because you need to reevaluate, right? Because it's a lot of restlessness here, and I just feel that you guys um need to work on communicating not only with other people, but more importantly, communicating with yourself with the things that you really want and need. So last part is advice, and we got Hagalaz coming out, and that means hell, destruction. Kind of like this wrath type energy. It is in reverse, but Hagalaz is the same in reverse and upright, so not really significant. But anyway, this is a rune that is related to the tower, which is kind of like this revelation. But with the tower, the revelation kind of comes through some harsh truths. So you guys have to accept some harsh truths about yourself. We got the Queen of Wands. So what I'm looking at right now is you guys manifested. So I'm getting you manifested something or you manipulated some type of situation that left you in a place where you don't appreciate, right? And you need to come to terms with that. I always say it doesn't matter what happens in life. You have to take a look at the part that you played, right? What did you do to walk up to the situation? What did you do to keep yourself in the situation? Why didn't you walk away? How are you feeling when you were in that situation, right? Because a lot of times, the way that we see things and the way that we think, it keeps us in situations that we should walk away from. And so that's why it's always good to reevaluate like, okay, well, I think that I should stay for the kids. Okay, well, why do you think you should stay for the kids? Why is that benefiting you or the kids, right? And how is that going to manifest into their adulthood when they see that you spent a lifetime being unhappy and then you're saying, oh, it's because of you that I spent my life being unhappy so you could have a better life. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds a lot better when you don't think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? So think about the consequences of your actions, the long term consequences, and how it would benefit you if you made those changes. It's always good to weigh the pros and cons. Um, One big thing that I always say, just because something's always been done this way is not a reason to keep doing it that way. Just because something has never been done this way isn't a reason not to try it. So you guys really do need to shake things up, think outside the box, give respect to your imagination, your creativity, and make sure that you are communicating the things that you need. And what I'm getting with resistance is this energy like, hey, anybody can come up against you and you're going to win. You can overpower them if you want to. You can get the things that you want, right? It's not about you not having the ability. It's about, do you want to? Do you want to go this way? Do you want to move in this route, in this direction? Is that really what you want? Or again, are you living for some kind of status quo, trying to not be seen like somebody else? All right, so we got another four. Four is coming out a lot. Nine is coming out a lot. And then the Eight of Swords is coming out again. We saw that earlier. And yeah, this really feels like what I was just saying, to really invest, okay, in those things that bring you joy, bring you celebration, make you happy. And take a look at the things that make you feel trapped, right? Um, there is a lot that is going to be coming out over this next month. And I need you guys to kind of find a happy place about it. Don't Let's not have cognitive dissonance, right? Let's not make the situation where, hey, things are happening and we're acting like we don't see it. Don't do that. But also, don't let your past decisions and then any kind of negative energy that's coming towards you now, don't allow it to define you, right? Because sometimes there are some times where you need to break that wall down, and there are other times where that door closed in front of your face because you're supposed to use a different door. Okay? So I want you guys to just take a look at things and see, hey, should I keep pushing this way, or should I try a different technique or a direction or whatever it may be? All right, so that is definitely all I have for my soul urge heart's desire number 3. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share, and of course leave your comments below. As always, guys, happiness is the goal, and I will see you next time.